Welcome to Jessie at Home Stitchopedia, and in this episode of the Stitchopedia we are going to discuss yarn organization. So this is not so much a stitch as a kind of stitcher's companion. So what I do for my yarn organization is I make swatches. It's more of a way to know what you have, and then also we'll discuss how it's also a way to know what you want. So you see I have one of these little circular office clips that open nicely, okay, and I buy a bunch of these. These are the 2-inch ones. I don't know if they make them any bigger. They do make them smaller, but I like them this size. It seems to be the right size for me. And I have one for every type of yarn that I have. And some things like the Red Heart Super Saver, the Red Heart with Love, I might have a lot of them because they have so many colors in those particular styles of yarn that I might have to have more than one binder clip. And so we're going to discuss how to make these little swatch cards and what you want to do with them. So let me show you. I have just used some hot pink, Red Heart with Love, hot pink. Okay, so I have an index card. You don't have to get the lined one if you don't want it. It doesn't really matter. Some have lines, some don't. The backs usually don't have them. You do what makes you happy. I like the lines because when I write my information, I like to have the lines. So I take my index card and I cut it in half. Ta-da! Wasn't that a quick cut? I'm cool. Then what I do is I slit the index card in about 1/3 of the way. You see this? I go down about a few lines and I slit it in about 1/3 of the way on both sides. Now before I wrap everything while it's still nice and flat, I'm going to write all my information. You can even write all your information first and then you know where you want to cut your slits. That's probably the smarter move. So on the first line I write Red Heart because that is the brand of the yarn. That's who makes it, Red Heart. Then with Love, that's the style of the yarn. Then on the next line, I write Hot Pink because that is, as you can see, the color. And then there's a color number. This is important for if you decide you want to order the yarn, especially if you're talking about colors that are not as common in the craft stores, or even yarns that aren't as common in the craft stores or in the local yarn shops. If you find you need to special order your yarn, the color number is going to be much more useful than just the color name. Okay, so in this case my color name is Hot Pink and my color number is 1701. So Red Heart with Love, Hot Pink, 1701. Now what I do, so I turn it over and I fold these ends in. And sometimes I become a bit of a perfectionist here. Okay. The reason for this is I don't have to wrap as much yarn. And it also strengthens the index card at the point where you're wrapping your yarn. Okay. So you have that. Now you take the end of your yarn. I found the middle of my yarn. Here we go. The end of your yarn. And just some good old-fashioned clear tape. And you just tape that up. Okay. Now you just wrap your yarn around and around and around. Okay. I try not to do it really tight or really loose. This also helps you if you at some point want to go back and figure out what your WPI or wrap per inch is on a yarn. If you wrap this neatly, then all you have to do is measure it to see. Only I do recommend if you're going to calculate your wraps per inch, you actually go across like 4 inches and then divide by 4. So maybe I spoke too soon there. Okay, now you're going to clip your yarn. Actually, you might want to tape it first. Look at this. I got myself all confused. So again, take a piece of tape, and I like to take a piece of tape that will actually cover the entire back. Okay, and then you can give it a clip. Ta-da! And then I did not, when I was grabbing my supplies, grab my hole punch, so you can pretend like I happen to have my hole punch here. You poke your hole in it and you add it onto your ring. Now, my organization, I currently have these in numerical order by color. You might want them in color order. I have a feeling eventually I'll switch these around and put them in like rainbow order or whatever. The other thing, so you organize them however you want to as far as on your ring goes. And how I handle this is any Red Heart with Love yarn that I have will be on this ring. Any Red Heart Super Saver yarn will be on a different ring. Any Red Heart Magical yarn I have will be on a different ring. And I'll have a swatch for each color that I have. I don't bother writing down how much of that yarn I have because you can imagine it changes quickly. What I do is I keep it on here, and then when I run out, when I use up all of my hot pink, I will remove it from this clip and I will move it onto my clip of I don't currently have this, but I'm keeping my swatch card so that when I'm trying to decide what color I want to make a project out of, I have those swatch cards and I can say, ooh, look, I really like this hot pink. I'm going to order it or go to the store and buy it or whatever. It gives you those colors right there, because as awesome as it is with the internet that we can see all the colors right there online, I'm sure I'm not the only one who has discovered that my computer screen and reality are two entirely different things on so many levels, but definitely even on color. The computer screen and reality are two different things altogether. So by keeping this, even when I've used up all of my Red Heart with Love hot pink, I just move this over to another clip for the yarn that I don't currently have. And then when I'm trying to decide which color of Red Heart, I'll look at all the colors I have and I'll look at all the colors I don't have. I'll decide what I want, and if it's on my don't have list, or even if it's on my have list and I don't quite have enough, I know what I need to shop for. And the great thing is it's really easy to just pull them off. And, you know, you can pull off several of them and then say, hey, do I like this color combination? And you can really see what they look like together. Say, oh, actually that is kind of pretty, you know, or maybe I don't want the orange. Actually, I do want the orange. I want the orange, but I don't want the purple, you know, or, oh, I think I want to put it in this order, you know, and you can make those decisions with your color cards. It makes life really kind of easy as far as coming up with what you want. Okay, so there you have it. This is how I like to organize my yarn. I hope that was helpful to you. And you can always come back to the Stitchopedia here at Jessie at Home if you are wondering where to find that, because you happen to just be watching this on YouTube and you didn't get here through the actual Jessie at Home blog. That is jessieathome.com. And if you look under here, there's a description section in the YouTube video. Down there, there's a little box that says description. And in that box, there's a link that will bring you to the blog post where I have this, where I have all of this listed. And you'll be able to find more videos if you need them. All right, thank you and have a wonderful day.